Are you struggling with bloating, cramps, poor levels of nutrients? You might suspect something like IBS or irritable bowel syndrome, but the fix could be a lot simpler than you think. In this video, I'm going to go through how digestive enzymes could be the missing link to help you improve your overall health. Imagine your digestive system is like a food breakdown machine. First, the stomach acid is like the first worker that gets the big chunks of foods and breaks them into smaller pieces. Next, bile steps in and acts like a detergent to break down the fats into smaller pieces that can be easily absorbed. Finally, pancreatic enzymes are like the finishing crew. They break everything into tiny pieces so you can easily absorb these nutrients. And if you're lacking pancreatic enzymes, it can lead to bloating, gas, discomfort, and poor absorption of nutrients. In this video today, I'm going to go through three main questions. Let's discover how to test your pancreatic enzymes, the symptoms of low enzymes, and the best brands that I recommend if you're low in enzymes or if you want to try digestive enzymes. But first, let's explore what the digestive enzymes or pancreatic enzymes actually do. So the three main pancreatic enzymes are amylase, which breaks down the carbohydrates into simple sugars, protease, which breaks down the protein into amino acids so you can absorb them, and lipase, which breaks down the fats for easily absorption. So if you're low in the pancreatic enzymes, it's going to lead to symptoms like the poor nutrient absorption like we discussed. But it's also going to cause things like bloating and gas as the food just doesn't digest. It sort of ferments and creates all these gases, which leads to this discomfort. It can lead to things like diarrhea or floating stools or loose stools as the body doesn't digest and everything just sort of moves through far too quickly. You can still have low enzymes with constipation, but diarrhea is a more common symptom. Sometimes weight loss can be a problem as well, but not always. There's many different causes of weight loss. And low energy and fatigue is another big symptom as you don't absorb the nutrients like iron and B12 needed for energy production. If you have several of these symptoms, you could experiment by taking digestive enzymes. But even if they help, it doesn't help to understand why your enzyme levels are low. So let's look at some of the causes of low enzymes, and then we can do some testing or look at the different testing options to help you identify the cause and whether you have low enzymes. Some of the more serious causes of low enzymes are things like chronic pancreatitis. This is one of the more common causes in adults, and it involves long-term inflammation of the pancreas, which shuts down the pancreatic enzyme production. Things like cystic fibrosis will also affect enzyme production. Pancreatic tumors, surgery, they can also cause damage to the enzyme production. Diabetes mellitus, other autoimmune conditions like Sjogren's disease can also affect pancreatic enzymes. Inflammatory bowel disease, celiac disease, there are other causes of low enzymes. Most people would probably know if they had these conditions already. And if you have these conditions, it's always good to check your enzyme levels to make sure they're optimal. Some of the less serious causes, but they can still affect the pancreatic enzymes, would be gut dysbiosis, SIBO, Helicobacter pylori. These are different bacterial infections that in different mechanisms can affect the enzyme production. Low stomach acid, which can be caused by things like H. pylori, but also acid lowering medications, high stress. All of these things can shut down acid production, and that helps to stimulate the pancreatic enzymes. High stress, when you're in that fight state, aren't producing your digestive enzymes. That's why I will sometimes recommend enzymes for people like athletes, or if you've got a big event coming up, presentation to do, you might want to take enzymes before it to help digest your nutrients, and you're not left with discomfort in the mainly digestion symptoms. Short-term stress is not going to lead to long-term absorption of nutrient problems. And of course, things like alcohol, smoking, poor diet, lifestyle, they can all have impacts on your enzyme production. So how do you test your enzyme levels? So you need to check pancreatic elastase in a stool test. You can check amylase and lipase in a blood test, but this is not measuring your enzyme levels for digestion. These are only measuring pancreatic inflammation. While they could be good to check, because if you have pancreatic inflammation, there's a good chance that you have low enzyme levels. So when you're doing a stool test, you don't want to see low pancreatic enzymes. When you're doing a blood test, you don't want to see high amylase and lipase. So the best stool test is the Vibrant Wellness Gut-Zoomer test. This checks the pancreatic elastase levels, but will also check other markers for inflammation, whether you have bacterial overgrowth leading to the low enzymes. It looks at the bile acids to see if that part of digestion is also not working. And so it can give you the overall, not just the level of pancreatic enzymes, but an underlying reason why they may be low. Another good test is the GI map test from Diagnostic Solutions that measures pancreatic elastase. It doesn't go into as much details with the other markers as the Gut-Zoomer though. So if you have low pancreatic enzymes, the first thing you might want to do is take pancreatic enzymes as a supplement. Some of the better ones out there are ones like the 𝗦𝗛𝗏𝗧𝗏 brand. They just make enzymes, so they specialize in making digestive enzymes. There's other good brands like Thorne Research, Pure Encapsulations. Any good quality brand will have a good one, but the 𝗦𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 brand has a wide range, so you can sort of target what you actually need. Another good one is the Now Foods Super Enzymes. It doesn't have as much of the pancreatic enzymes as the 𝗦𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏, but also has things like betaine, HCl, and other enzymes to help with overall digestion. Improving the diet, so once you take the enzymes, you can also take things like herbal bitters. They help to stimulate your enzyme production. And especially if you're only a little bit low, this could be a better way. The pancreatic enzymes don't help you make more enzymes, but the bitter enzymes help stimulate your own production of digestive enzymes. So addressing diet is also important if you're eating like a high processed diet, or if you're eating on the run. You want to sit down and eat more mindfully, chew your food. If you're eating in a rush, the body doesn't get enough chance to start the enzyme production process. When you're chewing your food, that stimulates the stomach to release stomach acid, gastrin, pepsin. That sends the message to the gallbladder to release bile and the pancreas to release enzymes. So if you're just eating quickly on the run, that can be another cause of low enzymes. Whenever you're working with overall health or gut health, optimizing your weight, doing regular exercise, stress management, and even things like the 𝗦𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 program, it's a gut-brain hypnosis program, especially for IBS type of symptoms, can be great help. Avoiding alcohol, smoking, these are all kind of the obvious things to be doing. Mindful eating, just eating slower and chewing your food properly, will allow the enzymes or the messages from the brain to the stomach and the pancreas to release stomach acid, pancreatic enzymes to help prepare for digesting the food. So eating too quickly or under stress can be a problem. Bitter foods like arugula, dandelion greens, bitter melon, or digestive bitters like I mentioned can all help to stimulate the enzyme production. Apple cider vinegar could be another option, especially if you have low stomach acid, or betaine, HCl, and supplements. So if you're dealing with digestive symptoms like bloating, gas, diarrhea, constipation even, or if your test results are coming back showing low zinc or low iron, B12, you may want to do a test like the 𝗟𝗜𝗞𝗘 test to really understand the underlying cause, whether you need to take enzymes or not. So we'll leave links to the tests we've spoken about, the supplements I've recommended in the description below. If you have any comments about pancreatic enzymes or your experiences, you can leave a comment below. And if you want to find out more about the 𝗟𝗜𝗞𝗘 test, watch this video on the 𝗟𝗜𝗞𝗘 and you can understand the detail that this test goes into.